Welcome to Speak English with Tiffani. I am Teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. Hey Mel, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Tiff. How about you?
How you doing? All right, this expression is used when you are greeting someone or asking them about their condition. Now, what you'll notice is it's actually the same thing as how are you doing, how are you today, and how are you. But the main difference is instead of the G that normally goes at the end of this word, we've erased it and replaced it with this short apostrophe. So instead of how are you doing, again right here, it would have been A-R-E. We've also taken that out. And instead of how are you doing, it's how you doing. It's kind of a slang way or a more comfortable way of saying how are you when you are speaking to friends or someone you are familiar with. I'm doing good, just kind of relaxing a little bit, taking it easy. Just taking it easy. How about you? Taking it easy. Now, this means to be relaxed and not doing very much at all. Okay, so again, relaxed and not doing very much at all. To refrain or to stop from hard work and simply rest. We say taking it easy. So for this one, examples are, you say this after taking a major exam. Normally, when you have an exam in school, you have to study for a long time, for many hours. So when you're finished taking the test and you really want to relax, you can say, I'm taking it easy, okay? Or you can use it when you are finished working. So you worked all day and you actually are tired. You can say, I want to take it easy. And another example is after finishing a project. It can be a project at work or a project at school or even a personal project. You really want to take a rest. So you say, taking it easy. How was work today?
Work is good. I am currently doing a temporary work as a caregiver, taking care of Grandpa Ted in Delaware.
Good. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Delaware's not too far from Maryland. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. He's very easy to get along with, very nice guy.
Okay, now you heard me say, that's nice. Delaware's not too far from Maryland. That's pretty good. What I did was I gave my opinion of what my friend said when I said that's nice. Then I gave my reason for thinking that what he said was nice because Delaware is not too far from Maryland. And then I went back and I restated my opinion again when I said that's pretty good. So this is another thing that we use in conversation, in English conversation. Opinion plus reason plus opinion again. So you can use this formula sometimes when you speak in English. And the next thing was easy to get along with. Now, this expression just means someone who is approachable, friendly, or pleasant in manner. It means that person really talks to people well and people feel comfortable around them. So you can say, I am easy to get along with, or he or she is easy to get along with. That's good. So you said you're doing work as a caretaker. I thought you were coming back from Korea. You were going to continue with your business, I think you were doing a video business. Were you doing that?
Yeah, media production is what, that's the business I had before I went to Korea.
All right. What you'll notice throughout our conversation is a lot of these type of words. These are called English filler words. English filler words. Now, you've probably heard lots of filler words being used in conversations or in movies and TV shows. Now, while it is important not to use them during a speech and in other important situations, they are actually a pretty important or useful part of English conversation. if you use them correctly, okay? So as you're listening to our conversation, listen to the points in time where we say like or you know.
Yeah, my original plan was actually, I was doing that before I went to Korea. I was doing it full time after I just graduated from university. And my original plan was go to Korea 1 year and then come back and do my business. But 1 year became 11 and a half years. And so now I'm back in America and trying to get my business back up and running.
Back up and running. This is something that you heard him say when he was explaining his business and his plans to me. Now, the meaning of this expression, it means functioning properly, either after a malfunction where something breaks or for the first time. And it can also mean newly launched as of a business or a product. So here are some examples. I need to get the machine back up and running, okay, functioning properly. Second example, the printer is up and running now. It means the printer is working. And the third example, after years of preparation, our design company is officially up and running, okay? That's talking about a business, okay? This is how you use the expression back up and running. I understand. I was there for almost 10 years. It's just, Korea's a great place. It's a great country to live in. It's a great country.
It is.
So what made you, we say entrepreneurial life. What made you, even before going to Korea, what made you decide to live the entrepreneurial life and, start your own media business?
Actually, it wasn't my original plan.
Entrepreneurial life. Now, the meaning is the life of an individual who organizes and operates a personal business or businesses. We say entrepreneurial life. Here are some examples of people who have lived or are living the entrepreneurial life. So we have right here Oprah Winfrey. She's an American media executive, talk show host, and more. Then we have Walt Disney. Now, Walt Disney is dead, but his company, his business is still flourishing and doing well. He was a pioneer of the American animation industry. And finally, we have Steve Jobs. He was the co-founder of Apple Incorporated. So these three individuals led an entrepreneurial life. They started their own business, okay?
Before I graduated from university, my plan was to get a job working in media production at some company. And as I'm there getting experience, saving money, and then starting my own business eventually, but kind of the opposite happened. I ended up starting my business before I graduated. So then after I graduated, I was kind of working for myself, doing weddings and special event videos here and there.
Here and there. This means in various places or in one place and another. So also you can say from time to time or occasionally. So here are some examples using this expression. You can say, she spoke so softly that I only caught a word here and there, meaning I only caught a word occasionally. Okay. Next, our second example. There were small bushes scattered here and there. Okay, so that means in various places. Okay, and our third example, there were houses scattered here and there across the hillside. So just like point number 2, various places. Okay, here and there. Nice.
And so I've just kind of been doing that. Did that full time for a year before I went to Korea.
So, were you getting clients because of word of mouth, or were you actually soliciting and doing marketing to get clients?
It was mostly word of mouth because I had a lot of classmates. Some were getting married, and so word of mouth. So, oh, this guy does videos.
Word of mouth. Okay, this is an expression we use very often in English. Okay, it means given or done by people talking about something or telling people about something. An example of how you can use this is students discovered the class by word of mouth. It means there were some students who knew about the class and they told other students, which means word of mouth, okay? And the other word was soliciting. This means to ask for or try to obtain something from someone, or in other words, to ask someone for something. And an example of this is, he called a meeting to solicit their views on the situation. He wanted to obtain or get their views. So we say soliciting, okay?
Okay, and then that's how I had some work, and it's led one thing to another, and yeah, that was keeping me busy for a year full time.
That's really nice. That's really nice. Were there any pros and cons? Like, what were the pros and cons of doing that work before?
I would have to say one of the pros is, well, you get to be your own boss, and so you can set your own hours and things like that, which can be nice, but then also you do want to keep working and try to, set yourself, have a goal. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, if you don't reach that goal, it can be kind of stressful because, and if you're working at a company, then, you have steady pay. So when you're working for yourself, you have to keep it going.
All right. Cuz or cuz. Now, this is just a shortened form of the word because. So many native speakers say cuz when they are speaking to each other during a conversation. Basically, it is a quick way to say the word because. So you can also use cuz instead of because when you're having a natural conversation, okay? And the second one was steady pay. Now, this refers to income from a job that lasts or continues for a period of time. So a regular amount of money that comes in on a regular basis, okay? So an example of this is, when I was in university, I earned my first steady paycheck as a waitress. It means I was getting income from being a waitress, and it continued for a period of time. A steady paycheck, okay? Yeah, I got you. I understand. I also was doing my own thing before I went to Korea. I had started doing art full time, and the pros as well. Do your own thing, okay? This means to live, act, or behave in the way you want to. You don't pay attention to convention or the norms or depend on other people's opinions. It's what you want to do, okay? So here are some examples of how to use this expression. I'm doing my own thing and that's all right, okay? I'm okay with being different from other people, okay? Then Samantha decided to do her own thing instead of just following the crowd. So the crowd is doing one thing, but Samantha decided to do her own thing. And then finally, the third example is, he is doing his own thing overseas. Okay, he's doing what he wants to do overseas. Yeah, it was good. Mm-hmm. I was, choosing paintings and artwork. And again, the pros were I worked for myself, but the cons were you weren't sure when the paycheck was coming in. So I totally understand that. I totally understand that. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good experience. It was an experience, and now working for myself now too. So is that why when you got back from Korea, you decided, even though you're doing the caretaker right now, you decided that you wanted to go back to it as opposed to going to 9-to-5 job?
Yeah, I miss doing it full time, and whenever I had a chance, I would try to do it. Even though I was in Korea, I was able to do some video projects here and there.
Okay, as opposed to. This means rather than, instead of, or distinguished from, or in contrast with, okay? So an example of how to use this is, they use fresh fish as opposed to fish that has been frozen. So I'm comparing two types of fish. So we have the frozen fish that comes maybe in a box from the store versus fresh fish that I get from the ocean, okay? Fresh fish that I've got from the ocean directly, and I'm using it in my meals, okay? So fresh fish versus frozen fish, we would use as opposed to. And the second one was 9 to 5. See, this is used in reference to typical hours of work in an office. So in America, we say 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. are normal work hours, often to express an idea of routine or predictability. So an example of this is he decided to quit his 9 to 5 job and become an entrepreneur. This is how you can use 9 to 5.
But, it wasn't enough. And I enjoyed teaching. I still do. I enjoy teaching. I do miss it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I do also enjoy doing the video. As I was in Korea, over the years, I have always had media in the back of my mind. So whenever I had some extra money, I was always, investing in equipment.
Back of my mind. Okay. This means to be in one's thoughts, but with little or no conscious or active consideration or reflection. So you're still thinking about it, but not consciously. Okay. So here's an example. Even though I am successful, there's always this worry in the back of my mind that I'm doing something wrong. So this person is very successful, but they still have a small thought in the back of their mind that maybe they're doing something wrong. We say back of my mind. Mm-hmm.
And so, that I think that's one good thing that I did. I was able to invest so that I knew when I came back eventually, I wouldn't be starting, from the ground zero. I did have equipment before going to Korea, and I even brought some of it with me. But as you know, at least in media production, technology is always changing, so you have to kind of keep up and know what's going on.
True, that is true. That is true. Well, honestly, I think your business is going to flourish because I know your work ethic is really good. So I do hope everything works out really well for you too, being back home.
Oh, thank you. Praise God about that. I've been praying about that.
Yeah, I'll be praying about it for you too. If you enjoyed this real English conversation, please hit that like button. Remember, if you want to receive free weekly English printable lessons, sign up for my weekly newsletter by clicking the link in the description below. www.speakenglishwithtiffani.com/weekly. And also watch another of my English video lessons just for you by clicking the video on the left or the right of your screen. And as always, remember to speak English.